Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Yes.
Pick'em Pros.
Who are we?
We're the Pick'em Pros.
We are the Pick'em Pros. We are coming at you here from Clayton, North Carolina, in front of Zaxby's, the home of chicken, the home of all the greats here in sports. Yeah, you didn't know that. This is the hidden gem, Clayton, North Carolina. This is our hometown. We're coming at you live today. We're here to talk about sports and dive into a bunch of great topics. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are again here filming in front of Zaxby's in Clayton, North Carolina, and we are here with the one and only owner of this establishment right here, Mr. Rob Peake. Man, thanks for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me, man. Pleasure.
Man, so great to have you here. So this is the first place where we've ever filmed on location. You were gracious enough to let us be here. I asked you because we have such a history with Zaxby's, with you, with this franchise. We're fanatics about Zaxby's. We love what you do in the community, what you stand for. Rest in peace, Michael Smith. Who led the way for us years ago, and man, we're just so proud of all that you're doing here, and I just really appreciate you having us here on the show.
Man, I appreciate that. Thank you guys, and I'm glad to be a part of this, and Zaxby's is glad to be a part of it, and Mike would have loved it.
Yes, he definitely
would have loved
it. All right, man. Well, hey, let's get into it. It's funny. We had a conversation. We were just talking about Pick'em Pros a couple months ago, and we got on the subject of the NBA, and we're talking about shooters and whatnot. So we're going to get into in a minute our top 5 most clutch shooters of all time in NBA history. So it's a kind of a topic that you just coined. So we're going to get into that. We all have our list here, but we'll get into that. But before we do that, we're in the middle of March Madness, man. What's going on?
Man, it is a interesting tournament, to say the least, and I mean that with all the greatest respect, because there's no 1 through 4 just dominating. There's a lot of parity, and what I love seeing, because this is what I played, defense. We are seeing defense, and like, it's unbelievable. But I'm glad to see these little schools come up, and I'm actually also glad to see 3 ACC teams in the Elite Eight.
Yes.
I mean, this is supposed to be our quote-unquote down year.
Exactly.
But it still shows the dominance of the ACC.
You're right, and it shows that Wake Forest really should have been in the tournament. So, yeah. So, all right, man. Well, great. Well, hey, man, let's get into the main event here with our top 5 most clutch shooters of all time. So, again, this isn't necessarily the best three-point shooters of all time, right? It's not necessarily the best shooters of all time. This is clutch. When the money's on the table, as I like to tell you when I'm beating you on the last hole of a golf round, when I absolutely have to have it, when you gotta have a bucket, mid-range, 3-point. What'd you say? Drive it to, but whatever it is, you gotta get a bucket. Who's the guy? So, top 5 of all time. We're gonna start with you, the host. We give yours. We'll go to Diego. I'll do mine. We'll go in that order. Give us your top 5.
All right. So this, like he was saying, this isn't as easy as picking a shooter. When he told me this one, it was a lot harder. So I'll get right into it. So number 5, I have LeBron James.
Ooh,
King James at number 5.
All right.
Don't get enough respect for his clutchness.
Yes.
But when you say clutch, I think of who do I want to have the ball when the game is on the line?
Yes.
LeBron James. Number 4, this is kind of what we talked about to start in and how this conversation started. Big Game Rob.
Yep.
Robert Horry.
Robert Horry, big shot.
7 rings, and 5 of those were probably off his shots.
Yes.
Now it kind of got a little tougher right here because there were so many people. But Kevin Durant. I have Kevin Durant at number 3.
Yes.
Probably one of the greatest scorers to ever play in the NBA.
Yes.
Now this guy, I just love him. At number 2, and he's not going to allow you to do anything else in Kobe Bryant.
Oh, yes.
He is not, because he's not getting the ball out of his hands.
No.
He ain't going to get it out of his hands.
Yes.
And then, I mean, you can't make a list of clutch shooters without having the number 1 clutch shooter in the game, Michael Jordan.
Yes.
There's been no more clutch shots. They even made a statistic for him for clutch. And he's the highest rated clutch player. But I would like just one for Michael Sims. I had to put number 6. Or Michael Smith, Larry Bird.
Yeah.
Larry Bird had to give a shout out to Larry Bird for Michael Smith because that was his favorite player.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
Yes. No, yeah. Larry Bird is definitely clutch. He's the man. He's on my list, full disclosure. So I put Larry Bird on my list as best shooter of all time, even over Steph Curry. I think Steph Curry is one of the best. I think Steph is the best uncontested. Hands down, Steph is the best ever. But a contested shot, I got Larry Bird. So, yeah. So definitely echo that. But strong list. And, yeah, a lot of people don't recognize or realize Big Shot Bob, all that he did. So giving him some love.
Comes off the bench. The guy only plays about 90 seconds a game.
Right. Yep, come off and get it. All right, good. All right, okay, Mr. Diego, man, who are your top 5 when you absolutely have to have it when the money's on the table? Who you got for the shot?
This is a very tough list. I had some people for my 3-point list. I had some people that were not on there. So I'm gonna start it off. Okay. Number 5, I got Kyrie Irving. Kyrie.
Yes.
They made that big shot 2016 against my favorite team, the Warriors. And he's a bucket. He get the mid range. He can get the bucket. 3. He can drive it to the basket, get an and one. So when you need a bucket, I got him number 5.
All right.
Number 4, I got his teammate, Kevin Durant. You know, he's he's a great scorer. I probably have him like top 3 of all time. Clutchness, he's great. I don't know if I would have him in the top. He's not in the top 3. There are some other guys that have made some really clutch shots, but I got him number 4. Yep. And number 3, Ray Allen.
Yeah.
Yep. Made that 3. Made that 3 with Miami in the finals. Saved LeBron's career, sort of.
One of the biggest shots of all time.
Yeah, one of the biggest shots. Well, yeah, ever actually. So I got him number 3. Some consider him the greatest shooter ever, but the clutchness, he's number 3. Number 2, got Reggie Miller. Kind of throwback.
Reggie Miller,
yes. Throwback. Made tons of clutch shots. Playoffs, no playoffs. So I got him number 2. And number 1, the undisputed most clutch player ever, Michael Jordan.
All right. Clutch.
Yep. He's clutch.
He was the man. Hey, we all remember the shot in '98, the 6th championship, holding the ball up. You know, when you have to have a bucket, you know who better than MJ. So hard to argue that. So strong list. All right. Well, I'm gonna give you my top 5 list, and I'm actually on the fly changing it here. It's different from what I actually have written down, based off of what I've heard here. So, see, you guys have influenced me and are making me change what I initially had. I actually thought of this player, but then as I was kind of going over my list again this morning, I did not have him in. And you mentioned him, so I have to bring him in my list. So, number 5, and this is not the guy. Number 5 is Kevin Durant. I've got KD, clutch shooter. Also, the fact that he's 7 foot tall with his crazy wingspan, he can get it off over anybody. Unblockable. If you have to get a bucket, you can't go wrong with KD. He's a strong guy there. Number 4, actually, I had Ray Allen in here. Okay, can't really argue with that. But I have to cross him out. I have to put Kobe Bryant in. I forgot about Kobe this morning. And Kobe, again, rest in peace. Clutch, again, Ray Allen, way better shooter than Kobe, right? But when the money's on the table, especially if it's a contested shot, see, I kind of pull all of those things in. I think Ray Allen, if you're wide open, kick it out, okay, him all day. But I think Kobe can get that shot off and make it happen. Number 3, it's going to shock you both. And I'm shocking myself. I would probably, if I saw this, I'd be killing myself on social media. Number 3, you ready for this? I've got Michael Jordan.
What?
Yes.
What?
I got J's on right now. Michael Jordan, arguably the biggest Michael Jordan fan coming up, has had countless clutch shots, but I've got 2 people rated ahead of him that I think are clutch. So the thing with Michael Jordan, what I have to say, the only knock is why I put him number 3, yes, he's made a ton of great shots. It's undeniable. But he missed a lot as well. And he took a bunch of them. So I'm bringing the percentage into play with this. Okay, so that's why I've got him number 3 and I don't have him number 1, is because he's missed so many clutch shots. I've got to ding him a little bit with that. He even had his own commercial about the reason why he makes the shot. He is so clutch is because he's not scared to take the shot, and he talking about how many he's missed. So I have him as my number 3. My number 2, I've got Reggie Miller. Those you had on your list.
Okay.
Well, against the Knicks, scoring all those points in the last 8-9 seconds of the game, you got to get a bucket for one. He's crafty enough to move around and get the shot off, and is clutch enough to make it. So I've got Reggie Miller. And number 1, your honorable mention, I've got Larry Bird. I think Larry Bird. I think if Larry Bird shows you how high I am as far as his shooting ability. If the money's on the table, it's going down. I like this with the other guys. Yeah, they can get their shot off. They're clutch. They'll make it. But it's like if Larry Bird missed the shot, I feel like everyone would be, okay, wait a minute. I don't think that really happened, right? You might think you're dreaming if you saw Larry Bird miss the shot. So I have Larry Bird as my number 1.
Really hard for me to keep.
But it's tough, man. They're all
really hard.
So much greatness in the 75 years of the NBA. The list is not meant to down anybody. It's more meant to just, up everyone. We're such big fans of the NBA. We love the work that these guys put in, and just kudos to them. So, man, thank you for joining us. Great list.
Thanks,
great list. And, man, why don't you grab that over there before you go again here at Pick'em Pros. Again, we're sneakerheads. We're sharing our love with our friends, and for having us here and bringing us in here. We went to courtside in Crabtree Mall here, North Carolina. Give them some love, man. Why don't you take that out, man? Show us what you're working with here. Show us what you're working with. Let's move this out the way.
Let's see. Oh. The only colors. Those cute colors.
Yes. Well, that was all purpose.
All
Syracuse Orange Jordan 1 lows. Yes. Rock those with your Syracuse gear.
Though we didn't have a good season this
That's
year.
all right. That's all right. So, see, again, one thing that we're bringing out, which I think you're going to see more of an explosion of this. Everybody knows about the dunks, right? The Nike dunks are taking off, and the dunks are basically the Jordan. They're basically the same shoe, right? So the Jordan 1 lows are gaining momentum, and they're just going to continue to get hotter and hotter and hotter. So we're big fans of the J1 lows, man. So
thank you so much, guys.
Yes,
Diego,
yes.
Thank you so much, buddy.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks for being
awesome.
on. All right, Pick'em Pros.